Hello everyone. Today's video is adjusting brake shoes on the drum style brake system. If you have these and they're not the disc kind, it's the drums. And you'll know when you need to adjust them because they don't typically have a squeaking high-pitched sound the way the disc brakes do. These have more of a rubbing, kind of like rubbing and skipping sound at the same time. And the way it works is that this wheel cylinder will push out two pistons, one on each side, and when the brake material, that's it right here, this little thick thin part, when they push out, they're going to rub on this shiny area of the drum. Now, of course, because they're not self-adjusting, the brake material will wear down where it's slightly touching the wall of the drum, and that's what causes the rubbing sound. And most people don't notice the wear because it's very small increments over years, because these take a while to wear down. And even when they do wear down, you don't even know like they stopped working because it's inside, you don't see it. So this video is to show you how to adjust the rear brakes, or even if it's in the front. Typically they're in the rear, but for the drum style. I don't know if you can see, but you'll have all this brake material, brake dust around everything. The white, everything's kind of coated with it. So I like to start by just cleaning it. Now I'm kind of letting the brake cleaner fall gently on the brake dust because I really don't want that powder in the air. It's not good for you to breathe it in. And once I get it saturated, then I'll hit it. And it's also good to do this first, because say you have some buildup on the brake material itself, that can affect your adjustment. Well, at least in my experience. Some might argue, which I don't care. To do that, I also like to hit the drum, get the brake material off of that. Now the way you do it, no, you don't need to go pulling off all kinds of stuff like you're doing a full brake job. What you want to do, this is called the adjusting star. That's where you make your adjustment, not the spring, but here you have a little wheel with teeth on it that lock so it doesn't spin freely. Let's see, you can see the threads right in here. So when you're when you're like unscrewing it, it's gonna push out, it's going to separate on these two ends, and then it'll push out the brake shoes even more, and that's how it makes it tighter. One tool, you could do it with the screwdriver, but I do recommend the brake shoe because it's meant for this job. So get a little more space. And when you do it, you only want to do a few clicks at a time. You don't have to do big increments. So right there, counted 6. Sometimes this will move while you're doing it. I don't think this will move all that much, but you just do a little pound here and there. No, that'll be fine. So just that little bit. You get your drum, put it back on. Still, it moves too freely still. Take it back out. Okay, now I counted 12 on that one. It's more of a feeling, so we're just gonna see how it fits on here. Which I probably did too much. Ugh, come on. Okay. One thing, these drums have an access hole. Sometimes it's in the rear, behind this plate, but you also have this access hole. I can never get the tool through there. Maybe there's a smaller tool. But this is just the way I like to do it. It works for me. Okay, I did 6 little turns. I don't want my sweat on there. Give this another try. Okay. So now you hear that rubbing, that scraping sound. But it's still too loose. So wrong hole food. See, a little tighter. When you spin it, you want to push so that it's seated all the way in there. I should probably get a screwdriver for this part since it's getting stuck. Yeah, because right in there I can see the adjusting star. And this is what I mean, like my tool don't fit in there. So, give me 1 second. Alright, since I didn't want to fight to get the drum off, I went and got a couple of screwdrivers. This one, I use it for, it's an old one, the tip already broke. I use it for prying and stuff. This is my good screwdriver, so the tip's a little newer, better. I don't want to break it, so I figured I'll try this one first, but if the tip is too fat, then I'll try the smaller one. But here's the hole, like I said. You can see the adjusting star in there. Let me see if I can get you guys to get a good view. That little star right there. So instead of fighting to get the drum off, we know we're close to the adjustment we want, just because you can hear the scraping already. Okay. And I'm just doing a little at a time right there. I did 2. Two more. See how the drum isn't spinning as freely anymore. I mean, it still spins, but you only want to do like a half a spin when you let it go, not a whole circle or revolution. So I'll do 3. I wonder if I'm even moving it the way I want. See, you can hear the scrape even more, and it feels tighter. It's not loose the way it should, but it's getting there. So, see, that's what you want. It's only doing about a half a turn once I use my force. Let it freely spin, that's what you want. So you're good to go there. It's the same for the other side. You know, jack up your vehicle, take off your wheel, find the adjusting star, or you can use the hoe. I started on this one as a brake inspection, see if they needed to be changed, but they just needed to be adjusted. So this one's ready to go. I'm just gonna put the wheel on, do the next side, and be done.